Okay, and welcome to Freedom Hustles podcast. This is episode 10. This is the podcast dedicated to all the best hassle-free hustles to give you more time and money freedom. I am Andy Lehman, owner of freedomskillsacademy.com, and this is John Banks, owner of sideincomeman.com. So, John, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, so, not a bad week again. Slowly but surely getting darker. Weather's on the turn. Colder now.
It's getting colder. We've actually had the heating on today.
Have you? Christ.
Yeah, it's been raining up here.
I'm a bit tight. That's banned in our house until the end of October.
You see, I'm not one of them typical English men. I don't like cold, so I'm the one who goes and turns the heating on. My missus tells me to go get a jumper.
I've got a hoodie on tonight, so yeah, it is definitely getting a bit colder.
Yeah, it's been a bit raining, so it's not been brilliant. So anyway, what's the topic of discussion today then, John?
So today we're going to be talking about tools that we use. Maybe we both don't use, but all of what we're going to talk about. But I know that between us, we're going to be talking about tools we use for sort of running online businesses. Now, obviously, there are hundreds, but we've sort of created a little kind of short list on some of the ones that we use, some of the standout ones that we use.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely a lot of tools. I mean, but we are going to talk about basically the main. Well, for tonight, 3 each of the main ones we use regularly. Yeah. So if you want me to start off, basically one of the most used tools that I have in my arsenal. I was going to say Google Docs, but I would actually probably say the whole sort of Google package. So it's Google Docs and Google Sheets and Google Drive. And they are fantastic because basically Google Docs is like Microsoft Word, but without the high ticket expense. You can do a lot with it, but not only that is that you can share it with other people. Like, as you know, I share Docs with you on a regular basis. We have a couple that we both sort of edit now and again. So you can share them with people around the world. Plus the fact is you can access them on your mobile phone, on your laptop, and you can access them from anywhere in the world as long as you basically just log into your Gmail Google account. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, really good they are. I mean, I'd second that. Like you say, we use them all the time. So you've got the drive storage side of thing, which is great. But then you've got often we work on little notes when we're together, like Keep Notes you've got, and you can share stuff. Google Docs, Sheets. Great little set of tools, that one. So that's a good one, number one. So my first one is, for me now, the kind of standout go-to web builder. So everything I build, and I think yourself as well, all the websites and stuff that we do, we use WordPress. So that's kind of like the platform, the main platform. That's not really the tool. But then the tool we use to build those websites now is a website builder, and that's called Elementor. And that it took a little bit of a learning to get used to, a bit of a change. I know that we did have our kind of, not disagreements, but we both had our sort of opinions on it when it first came out. But I think now we're both kind of fully on board, and it's basically a drag and drop page builder. So like the old WordPress would be very reliant on, you'd be very reliant on themes and what the sort of the theme offered. But now with Elementor, it almost sort of makes themes not redundant entirely, but not as important. You got a lot more flexibility with Elementor, so you can create a lot more. It's a lot simpler than what it used to be, and then you have kind of sort of plugins and sections and bits and pieces that can be added onto it. I can't really do it justice in 2 minutes, but it's a great thing. I think you'd probably agree.
I would agree. I mean, quickly just to say that there's a free version which is also outstanding. There's a lot more functionality than normal WordPress. And as an example, you can create templates with it. And over the last couple of weeks, probably a month, I've done about 15 to 20 websites just using templates through Elementor. Fantastic tool.
Well, I mean, I sell the websites I build and sell to clients. I use Elementor with, and that's it. That's the go-to now.
Yeah, it's brilliant tool. Brilliant. So for me, the next tool, and I'm actually thinking of possibly changing this because you've got yourself your own version or another tool, which is also worth looking at. But I use Screencast-O-Matic regularly.
Yeah.
This is an online video recording tool. It records your screen and it can record videos a bit like this, your webcam videos, or both. It's online. You used to be able to download it, but now I just basically open it up online, and you can record your ScreenFlow videos. You can edit with it, and for me, I don't know if it's changed or if I'm just on one of the originators on a good price, but it's $15 for the whole year for me.
Yeah.
There is a free version. You don't record as much. You could do about 45 minutes on the paid version, or possibly more. But on the free version, it was 15 minutes, and you used to have the watermark. But you pay $15 for the whole year.
Yeah.
That changed.
Well, I know because I just got billed actually. I think it's gone up to 18, but I mean that's still absolute peanuts.
It is. I mean,
for what you get, like you say, it's incredible. Yeah.
It is. It's incredible. But you've got one which I want to try sometime, which is slightly a bit more. Is that like $30 or something for the year?
Yeah, Wondershare. It's yeah. I mean that doesn't quite make it onto the official list, but
yeah, the Screencast-O-Matic, it gives you the option of being able to create video tutorials, which you can create into products. I mean, £15, $15 or $18 for the whole year to record videos to make a course, which you can sell online for 24 hours a day.
One quick thing, just while we're talking about that, one of the things I use it for, which is really neat, if someone emails me, "Oh, how do you do this?" Or if they question me, I'll literally, rather than do a mess around, text them and email them back, I'll just quickly fire up the laptop, shoot a quick video on how to do it, and use Screencast-O-Matic's hosting. So I won't download the video or anything. I won't even have to upload it to YouTube. I'll just leave it in the Screencast-O-Matic hosting, and then you just get a link, a shareable link. So then I'll just share that with them. And it's a real quick and easy way, like you said, about doing the sort of over-the-shoulder tutorials, if you like. So yeah, that's a brilliant one. That, and like there is a free version, so check it out. But like Andy says, the premium one is nothing really. It's like 15, I think 18 maybe now, the whole year, which is crazy. So my second one, kind of staying on the similar sort of with the kind of graphical editing stuff, is Canva. So canva.com, it's an online sort of graphical suite, and very much tailored for the sort of non-Photoshop types. I don't use Photoshop. I'm not one of these tech types with regards to that. I like certain tech, but I don't particularly like that type. So nothing against it, but it's just not my sort of thing. But the Canva one makes things really simple. So again, loads of functionality in the free version. So you can get started straight away with that. Just set up an account and away you go. Tons of templates, which is what we like. I think every social media platform and sort of image size that you would want is already in there. So if you're making a Facebook ad, if you're making an Instagram story ad, if you're doing a Pinterest pin, if you want to do Facebook banners, ebook covers, YouTube thumbnails, anything you can think of online, there'll be preset templates there ready to go.
It is a fantastic resource. I mean, I use it, but not as much as you. I need to use it more. But it is incredible. It really is. It's quite user friendly as well.
Yeah, it's really user friendly. I mean, I find it quite simple. There's not, I mean, obviously you're going to have limitations. You can't create, you're never going to be able to do what you can do in the likes of Photoshop and whatever, but it's getting better. I mean, they do a fair bit of, they've done some pretty decent updates recently, which I was quite impressed with actually. A lot of new editing effects and, like picture effects and fonts. And so, yeah, that's really good.
They also have a big library, don't they? Especially if you're using the paid version, a library of videos, images, and everything you can use.
Yeah. So I do pay for the pro account. And yeah, with that, like you say, you get access to a whole load of licensed images, photos, videos and stuff like that. I mean, I use it for e-covers, books, You know, if you're a little bit savvy, the money that you spend on it, you could probably, well, you could easily recoup if you just set up a simple,
Yeah.
you know, Fiverr gig or something offering e-covers, the ebook covers that you can create on that. You would easily make the $10 or whatever it is back.
So is that $10 per month or per
A month? Yeah, $10 a month for Pro. Again, you don't need to do that. Just set up with the free one. It's fine.
Because you can upload your own images as well, can't you?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So you can just, you know, upload your own stuff and yeah, away you go.
Excellent. Right. My next tool, which is something that I don't actually have on my own website, I might do in the future, but I use it for the websites I've been working on for some clients, and that is Zendesk Chat. Zendesk Chat, I think I said that properly. And that is one of those little chat boxes you have in the corner of your website. And I use the free version, which basically means that one person can answer one question at a time. If you pay for it, you can answer several conversations. Don't particularly need that, but it is quite handy, as in the fact that when you're working in the office, you're working on a website, it's like your contact us page. Apart from people have to, you know, send an email and wait for a reply or ring, people can actually talk to you in real time. So you can actually talk to people and sort out problems there and then. Some people have had them on sales pages because they've been handy for people who are reading a sales page and then they want to ask a few questions. You can answer them and sort of help in the buying process. Yeah, so it is very, very handy. And the good thing as well, there's a bonus with Zendesk. I don't know how accurate it is, because the last time I checked, when I was talking to somebody, it told me there was in Skegness when there was in Rotherham, but there's like an analytics. So it monitors the people who are coming to your website and it shows you what page they're on, what they're looking at, how many visits they've done. It gives you like things like their IP, what they're using, whether it's Android or whether it's a laptop, and whereabouts in the world in the UK they are, which is actually quite handy. And people who chat to you can set their name. So it's a very, very handy tool if you have a website where you want to be engaging with potential clients or visitors.
That's good, yeah. So I mean, like, it's perfect. Like you say, if you are work from home, you know, if you work from home and you've got a website running, I guess you could just have that running, you know, on one of your monitors in the background, and then if anyone comes in, they get that sort of live ping, don't you? And then
that's it. You've got to
interact with people, you know, and people like that. People love that quick. You know, I don't want to sort of go off topic a bit, but I've just got off the phone to Virgin bloody Media, who we've just got rid of because of some problems with whatever. But the absolute nightmare I had trying to get through to anyone, you know, you got like 45 minutes on the phone and it's an absolute nightmare. But yeah, so that sort of thing, I use those little live chat boxes now quite a bit. If I go on a website and there is one, I'll use it, I'll fire it up. I know you can get bot ones, can't you, where it does a kind of basic, you know, frequently asked questions type, and it will give you like a generic answer, and then ultimately it will lead you somewhere else. But
I think with Zendesk,
this is natural. You are on the other end, aren't you?
That's it. With Zendesk Chat, I'm sure you can set them up to have like frequently asked questions, especially in the paid version. But I just use the free version because we don't have huge amounts of traffic, but it's just easy. You can be set it so that you're live, or you're away, or you're invisible. But if you're sort of set it for away and live, you get this little ding and the little chat box. You get notifications, so you can open up and just say, "Hi, how you doing? You know, how can I help you?" And you can deal with the issue. And it is pretty good. It's helped out a lot. You get some good feedback from it because people don't be sat around waiting.
What happens if you're not online and someone leaves a message? Do you get that later on?
Yeah, basically it sends you an email of the message to your inbox. Okay. Then you can reply from your inbox. You just send them an email back.
Okay.
So it's good. Yeah, it's very, very good. So that's Zendesk Chat. That's my third tool for today.
That's the third one. Okay, so then my third one of the day, third and final one, is so it's a social media platform, and for me, it's the one I probably like the most at the moment. I have very much a love-hate relationship with all social media, but at the moment I'm okay, and I'm using Instagram a fair bit. So that's my third one. It's Instagram, and the reason behind that is I think Instagram are kind of trying to become the kind of all-in-one, if you like, sort of social media tool. Over the last couple of years, they've definitely opened up a lot more of what you can do. Let's not forget, it is still a Facebook controlled, it's Facebook owned and this, that, and the other. So all the targeting comes from Facebook. So I'd imagine all of the way that, you use it, all the data is all given, and, it's all Facebook controlled. So that part of it, whether you like or not, that is, that's the way it is. But in terms of sort of communities, I think it's probably better than Facebook, because you can almost tailor your feed how you want it. So whereas Facebook's a kind of follow everyone's friends, follow, you know what I mean? It's a bit more, you'll get a mashup of everything. With Instagram, if you only sell, I don't know, miniature figures or something like that, if you had action figures or, war figures, then you'd just build a community around that niche. So then you would probably only follow other people that would interest you like that. They would only then follow you. So then your feed would become this sort of niche focused community. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hashtags have got a lot more strength and they're a lot more, they're more important than on other platforms. You can get quite a lot of reach without not that many followers. So you can jump on popular hashtags. You can, tag people in. Generally, it's a good platform, but they all have their flaws. Don't get me wrong, but like we talked on another podcast, another episode, whether it was last week or the week before, about how not to rely on one platform and that your engagement dies, and it is massively. It is so true on that one, because I've seen it where you can have a really popular account, and then if you don't use it for 2 or 3 months, it will literally just die off. So there is that side of it, but
like you say, though, the good thing with Instagram is if it's dying off, I suppose you can always start using hashtags again and start reaching out.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Because they're definitely.
And it's a platform where I don't know of many other ones. I mean, possibly Twitter, but you can reach out to anyone via the messaging. You can message anyone. They don't have to reply, obviously, but you can reach out to people on there. I mean, I've done it loads of times where, I've got one for like my web design page, and I've got another one which we do, and I've got 3 or 4 different accounts, and the good thing about it is you can mix and meet people in that community. It's not so much, whereas I find Facebook and some of the other ones get a little bit, they sort of drift off a bit.
Problem with Facebook as well is you're only supposed to have one profile, aren't you? But with Instagram, you can set them up as many as you want on the phone. It is better for that respect.
And you can tailor them to what you're talking about. So you can make your page very specific, make your profile very specific.
Yeah.
Which helps, again, with overall engagement. So that's my third one. So my 3, just a quick recap: Elementor Page Builder for all the WordPress sites. Pretty much everything I ever do now is Elementor Page Builder, and I think you'd probably agree with that. Same with you. Canva, number 2, is my graphics suite recommendation. All these are free, we should say. Canva, number 2. And then the third one, then, if you're going to, for me, the social media platform of choice at the minute, may change, is Instagram. So yeah, there's my 3.
Just to recap on my 3, it's Google Docs. But I mean, we'll say the whole Google package, because like you say, you've got Google Drive, Google Notes, and Google Spreadsheets, all incredibly useful tools. Then the Screencast-O-Matic, which is the recording software, which when you compare to things like Camtasia, which was several £100 for $15 for the year, like I said, there's a free version, but I mean, you can record half decent training videos that you can sell, and like you said, videos quickly just to show someone how to do something. So that's Screencast-O-Matic. And then there is, for me, again, another wonderful tool for connecting with people, and that's Zendesk Chat, which means that you can chat to people in real time via your website. So in some ways, you can actually prevent people from leaving the site if they're looking for something, or if they want to purchase something, you can help with that process. You can chat to them live. So fantastic tool in that respect.
Okay, good. So there you go. We're sort of wrapping up now, but we should just point out that there are literally hundreds of tools. They aren't the only things Andy and I use. There is tons more. Off the top of my head, I can just think of Dropbox, obviously being a classic one. We share a lot of stuff over on that. So there's that. There's loads of. I use quite a lot of extensions, Chrome extensions now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sort of looking at recently. There's some really useful ones. There's one called What Runs, which is a little extension you just add on, and you can then just see pretty much everything. If you click on a website now, it will just tell you what theme it's using, what plugins they're using, and stuff like that. So that's really useful. Keywords Anywhere is another one I use if you're doing a bit of you want to try and pick into some keywords and things like this. But like we said, there's hundreds there. But I think out of the 6 we picked, which wasn't an easy pick to get to 6, but those 6 would be kind of quite tricky not to use, I think, at the moment for us. Would you agree?
Definitely. To be fair, a lot of those as well are content creating tools as well, aren't they? Which, if you're in the online world and you want to make products and sell products, then most of those are very handy. You can either sell on Instagram. Yeah. So the videos you make and everything, that they're all very much. I couldn't imagine not using them.
No, you mentioned one the other week as well, didn't you? Rev.com. We haven't even thought about that, but that's really important to you, isn't it?
That's it. You got Rev.com. Then there's also like your autoresponders, like Aweber or Mailchimp, whatever you use.
They're bread and butter, aren't they? Yeah,
they are. Like yes. I'm quite interested in them little Chrome extensions you mentioned, because when I'm ever searching a website and I want to see what they're using, I tend to do that inspect source. I've never actually thought about it.
Yeah, we'll put all these in the show notes. So I think unless you've got anything else to add, my kind of closing thoughts are: you can easily get swamped in tools, and then all of a sudden they sort of become a burden. If not, because you've got too much, then it's there are some essential ones that obviously you can't kind of function without, but some of them are great, some of them are not. Again, with social media, it's pick and choose. I have a preferred. Some people have other options, other ideas on things, but that's kind of it, really.
I think for my sort of final thought is something that I remember being told years ago when I was working as a joiner. Someone once said to me that you don't have a huge amount of tools compared to other joiners who was always buying up new tools and getting new drills, new this and the other. But they said, what you're doing with yours. You knew your toolbox, you knew how to use them. And I think that's the way you got to, like you said, you can get swamped with tools. But you don't need to get swamped. You don't need to be overwhelmed. You don't have to be expensive. There's a lot of tools out there which are free, which if you play around with and master, you can do a lot with without having to pay huge amounts for. So that's sort of my final thought, is that, plenty of good tools out there which are free and
okay. So we should point out actually that all the 6 we did mention tonight, there are free versions on there. So go and check them out. Obviously premium ups, there are premiums, but you can definitely get started with all of them for free. So I'd just like to wrap up by saying thanks very much. My name's John Banks over at sideincomman.com, and I've been with
Andy Lehman from freedomskillsacademy.com, and thank you very much for listening again, and we'll hopefully meet again in the next podcast.
Thanks very much.